meaning that the dream does die after this and honestly, I don't know how to call this one, Mr. Slap. I can't see it going either particular way. The results tend to favor towards Zone, but we never know how it might go as we do lock in to this loser set here between Zone and Prinplup.
Look at this already. Zone starting off hot, getting 2 of those dash attacks consecutively, trying to get that grab as well, but Shades of Smashfall running through Prinplup somehow. Now we're just seeing Prinplup trying their best to keep in this game. You don't want to let it get too far ahead, but there we go, finding that dash attack, but it wasn't on stage. Zone was just able to fall away and not need a big mighty combo that we know Greninja can face. And now Zone keeping you in that zone, keeping you at that ledge, getting that grab, throwing you away with that back air, and just trying to catch you with these down tilts. We see Zone go for it all the time, these down tilts, and very good awareness there from Prinplup, just running underneath Zone and getting center stage, because you do not want to be off stage or in the corner against Zone.
It's so crazy as well because obviously, like, Greninja is a fast character, you know, and it can be very, very difficult for Palutena to get her hands on him. But Zone is just constantly moving and able to just keep up that speed. Does find a very early stock there, only 20% off, just keeping himself constantly outside of this range.
Yeah, no, but look at this though. Prinplup now just trying to find something, just trying to get back some way. Anyway, there we go. Dash attack into the up air, unable to find the other up air. And now here comes the Crayola combos. The washing machine, no, instead of just going for even more Nez, instead goes for a fair into a grab. That was very nice from Zone. And now Zone is just playing this keep away game, trying to get this lead even further than it already is. What a combo trying to get into the explosive flame there, but Prinplup wasn't able to shield it smart.
You can see as well, like, Zone is just pretty insistent and actually just kind of waiting out, actually fairly happy to kind of just jump from platform to platform, just keep himself very, very grounded in as well, just kind of just staying constantly away from the Greninja, just sort of throwing out moves like that forward air. Obviously, they got like such range to them that you could just keep throwing it out. Obviously, the auto reticle, the explosive flame, you know, just all these different moves. And honestly, Zone is doing, you know, he's working out for him quite nicely as Prinplup just struggles to find a way through. But obviously does connect up, gets that forward smash there, potentially, and takes the kill away.
Yeah, but Zone still playing that very, very slow yet very, very calm and collected game of just keeping Prinplup at bay and just trying to find these explosive flames, just trying to find these big back airs that invalidate any other move that you try and do with it. But Prinplup is adapting. Prinplup is getting in. We're seeing so much more from Prinplup than we saw in that first stock. And that percentage gap that was originally a stock gap is getting ever so closer as Prinplup now has basically tied it all up.
Yeah, I could say, like, when did this happen, Mr. Slap? Like, I'm sure Zone held such a strong lead at one point, but then suddenly, this is just even right back up. We've got 2 stocks each, and both of them are very, very close to each other in percentages. Obviously, Prinplup hanging on by a thread right now, but it's certainly a Zone's got to watch out as well, because something like forward smash will do the trick, but the back throw from the Palutena player is going to be the thing to take the stock away first of all, and now this is where Zone gets opportunity to just get all this free damage, if of course he can make it back safely.
And that's really good conditioning from Zone. Because, like, when you're just watching this, you're like, why would you roll get up against Palutena, who's turned around? But you're just seeing Zone just throw these back airs out, back air, back air, back air, pressuring you to make a panic decision. And because you're like, okay, I want to avoid the back airs at ledge, I'm going to roll. That's the only option I have. You roll, and then you eat that back throw. A really, really good conditioning from Zone. And as I've been talking about this, it has been all Zone smart.
It really has. I mean, just look at this. It's suddenly such a turnabout again. Zone just locking in, taking you to the Ultra Zone right now as Prinplup just struggles to find a way through. Has barely been able to touch the poor Palutena player here. And Zone is just looking to get this right in stock. Even the parry there on the forward there is not going to be enough to take stock. And this Zone just gets enough, more and more damage locked in. Prinplup just struggling to find a way through all of this.
You know, look at that. Prinplup just trying to back away a little bit. Prinplup is clutching at straws right now to get this game. 125% on their last stock, while Zone is keeping their hands on this final stock. And just a little bit of spaghetti happening there. Neither player able to find something. Are we going to see an up throw here? No, the forward throw kills. And Prinplup has 2 minutes, 40 seconds to try and figure out what to do before they die.
Yeah, I mean, and also barely the percentage to play with. But you know what Greninja can do, Mr. Slap. You know how fast this character moves, how long these strings can be if Prinplup can find them. But I don't think Zone's the kind of player to let it happen that easily. Gets the back throw there, going to send Prinplup off stage. And now, obviously, this is an opportunity for Zone just to lock this all in. You can see going for the grab there. It doesn't quite work out because Prinplup did not roll in. Does get the you know, a different kind of grab instead. but still not enough. Prinplup hanging on by a thread once more, but the clock is ticking for both of these players here, and even Zone can't risk keeping this going too long. You can see he's really fishing for these grabs here because he just wants to end it, and Prinplup is not letting it happen, but it's the down air. No, still not enough.
And that explosive flame almost caught Prinplup, but Prinplup was just able to weave around it. Very good there, just jumping away from it. And one thing we saw earlier with just up smashes coming out from Siren. Siren was very heavy on calling out that up smash and just trying to call out those big moves. We're not seeing that from Zone. Zone was just letting Prinplup dance around in the air. Instead of going for a very committal up smash, Zone knew that they were just able to still play that long game, still play very, very calm, and that worked out in Zone's favor as they didn't let the pressure of losing that game get to them. Because you know what, when you see like 2 minutes left, Prinplup making that big comeback and it's just hitting you more and more again, that's when you start stressing. That's when you're like, oh, they're coming back? Oh, I need to end this game now. And then just go for really weird stuff to try and get the kill. Zone didn't let the pressure get to him. Zone just kept at their game plan, and it worked out in the end to get that game won.
Exactly that, Mr. Slab, and it will be interesting to see what kind of changes Prinplup makes here in this game too. Obviously, we've got such a long set ahead of us. Even now, I can see this one honestly just going the full way to game 5. But we'll have to see how it all shapes up here, as obviously Zone looks to try and lock in a second game win, while Prinplup just tries to even it all up.
And once again, look at Zone sitting at 0% right now. Absolutely clean, fresh first stock. We might even see a 0 to death right now in how well Zone is just throwing out these pokey little hitboxes, not committing to anything too big. But look at that, poking with that back end. Prinplup is finally able to get some percent on the board. But what a recovery there from Zone, able to reverse it out with that Nair, and Zone is just playing absolutely perfectly today, Smart.
This is the thing, like, even then with the sort of, Prinplup was barely able to get chip damage. 9%, I mean, that's nothing, that's barely anything. And now sort of being sent off stage as well, Zone is just quite insistent on making sure Prinplup can't do anything, does try to land the back end, doesn't quite work out, and Prinplup again, even now, just trying to find a way through, trying to get anything going. Zone just not letting it happen. I feel like we've been had more time on this right-hand blast zone than we have anywhere else.
You know, I feel like when trying to like recover against Zone, you play like rock, paper, scissors, but both of your hands are cut off.
Yes,
like you're just trying to throw out option after option, but it isn't working because Zone is reading it every single time and not letting you get back. But what a catch with that back air from Prinplup, as Zone was just trying to use the teleport to try and weave around that invincibility armor. But still, Prinplup was unable to find too much of it, and it looks like it is all even in the percentage right now, whereas Prinplup is down a stock.
Yeah, and even now, I mean, honestly, it constantly feels like Zone is just not, he's insistent on just making sure that he doesn't get touched. He's like doing one of those challenges that you do on Smash where you sort of fight against like a level 9 CPU, but you try not to take any damage or lose any stocks. This is what Zone is doing, but it's against a top level UK player. Because right now, even now, Prinplup is still struggling to find the kill. Getting sort of those percentages where things will start hitting a little bit harder, and might start seeing some stocks lost. But Prinplup is not in the best position himself, and he's as you said, down a stock right now.
Yeah, no, and you know what? Prinplup is playing very well right now, just getting around Zone. Both players are really just like trying to move and maneuver around each other because Palutena has such a solid game plan of keeping you away with those back airs, those dash attacks, and just trying to weave around, get those combos, and just keep poking you with damage, pressuring you with explosive flame. And what you need to be is you need to be that slippery little frog that Greninja is. You need to just be going around and that up smash coming out, trying to go for a big read instead of going for those, basically the flowchart that we know Zone has at ledge. That's when Zone decided to mix it up a little bit. It didn't really work out all too well, except for just scaring Prinplup a little bit.
That's exactly that. I mean, obviously, even now, just chasing him down, getting that grab to send him a little bit further away. Again, Prinplup, I mean, I think the whole key thing here is that Prinplup, is playing a character with big combo strings, and Zone has not been stuck in one at all this set, not even the slightest. And honestly, I feel like that's such a key thing where basically all Prinplup can do is just get lots of chip damage, just over time. But Zone is the one who is getting these combos out. He's the one that's pressing. But all that said, Mr. Slap, we'll hold it back a little bit because Prinplup has started to wake up here. We're seeing that shades of game 1 again, where like it was suddenly all Zone and Prinplup making that comeback slowly. I mean, we're at some dangerous percentages right now.
I swear, I said it yesterday with JR because every single JR game, every single JR set on stream went like a reverse 3-0. every single player that plays a Pokemon I've seen on stream has slow start. They literally start off with the other opponent battering them. The other opponent is beating them. And then they just start coming back to where I can say that that game looks very even.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, even now, Zone takes that stock away, but this could all fall apart in a moment for the Palutena player if Prinplup is able to take the stock away. But we know what Zone is like. We know how insistent he is to play this defensive game, play the long game. But as I say it, Prinplup does indeed land that forward air to take the stock away.
And look at this game being completely even with Prinplup now in the driver's seat. Prinplup is now getting this advantage state and getting all of the combos in the world. And look at that, the percentage is even. I didn't even think this was possible.
And in fact, I'm looking at player cams, I'm starting to think that Zone's getting a little bit worried here because it's like, oh, hang on, wait, I held a really, really strong lead here that's kind of disappeared in an instant. In fact, it's even, if not in Prinplup's favor here, as we are looking potentially for the Greninja player to take this second game up and even the stock. The forward air lands, and that is indeed it. And Zone's head falls to his lap there as he knows that game was his, and it just suddenly, it disappeared. This is what Prinplup does. This is why he's UK PR.
Exactly, you know what? I'm never, like, I keep doubting people while I'm sitting up here. I'm like, okay, well, I saw Zone win game 1, and Zone is in a very, very good opportunity right now. I feel like it's just going to be a 2-0. I feel like, you know, Zone's got this game in hand. Prinplup just makes an absolutely massive comeback. It is now 1-all. And you know what? You said it. You said you could see this going to game 5. I see the vision now, too. I see this going to game 5. Very slow game 5 as is, because we've seen both games go around like with 2 minutes left on the clock. Both players have these solid game plans. Zone and Prinplup, neither player are afraid to take it as long as it takes to get there. But we saw Prinplup turn up the heat by the end there. Prinplup said, okay, I need to start going in. I need to start getting these combos. And that's what we saw Prinplup do. And now we get to see Zone adapt.
Exactly that, so see what Zone could do here, because it's his turn now to make the changes. Prinplup certainly started to wake up a little bit towards the end of that second game there to take the second game away from Zone. Obviously now this is one to always play for. They want to hold that advantage as we do obviously progress further in the set. But obviously, again, we're seeing this similar occasion where Prinplup is just holding that constant advantage, just throwing Zone into a panic state, trying to get the drag down there, but still not working out. But even then, just firing back with a forward air, just chasing him down from left to right.
Yeah, no, and look at that. From what, like, every single game that we've seen so far, Zone has started off in the driver's seat. Zone has been the one to get these first stocks, to get that massive lead at the start. And we've seen Prinplup play catch-up. Now, Prinplup is the one taking the first stock. Prinplup is the one getting the lead. And now it's Zone who has to play catch-up.
It really, really is. I mean, honestly, it just feels like whatever happened in game 1, we're almost a write-off at this point, because Prinplup has woken fully up. We've awakened the beast here that is this UK PR player. And suddenly Zone is just struggling to find a way through. Dives off stage with that neutral air, but it's not going to connect as Prinplup just makes it back to the stage safely. Still keeping up this pressure, so much more chip damage being put on. Zone just trying to find a way through. See a few shakes in the player of the head of the player cam as Zone is just trying desperately to get the kill here.
You know, some sort of mega evolution must have happened between games for this to happen. Like, we're seeing a completely new Prinplup than what we saw in this first game. Sitting at 120% right now. That forward tilt still isn't gonna take it. Zone now having to be the one clutching at straws to get a kill. Zone is now in disadvantage constantly because Prinplup is catching every single little thing they're doing. There we go, the dash attack coming out from Zone. This is when Zone has to be playing at ledge, as we know Zone can. The dash attack coming out, there we go. And now it is all even in stocks, and Zone still has to just tie that percentage. What an air dodge read.
Yeah, I mean, dangerously close to hitting there. Obviously, Zone and Prinplup even stocks, as you said, but certainly not even percentages. There's a bit of a gap between them, but we know how quickly Zone can fire back. It all starts with something like that neutral air, follows that, but into the forward air, into the grab. Gets a little bit more going, a little bit more damage tacked on, but is it enough? The forward air comes, so the neutral air comes out. Again, Zone just kind of throwing out all these little hits there, just saying, you know what, again, I will happily throw just even the smallest hits just to get something going. It doesn't have to be anything major, and suddenly it's all evened up versus the slap.
You know, we're just seeing both players. They all have these pieces to the puzzle, and they just need to be putting them in the right places. Neither player has found the full picture yet, as we see them all have to catch up. What a drag down into that jab block. Again, maybe Prinplup has completed the painting. You know what?
Yeah,
never mind.
He might honestly be the one holding the paintbrush. Honestly, at this point, it's looking so good for the Greninja player here. But Zone obviously not one to give up at all in any moment as he lands the up smash, and we have a very even game on our hands.
Oh my god, indeed. What a cold, what a cold moment.
Yeah.
Like absolutely, we are just seeing each player have to keep coming back and back and back, and we are seeing it again now. Prinplup was that one in disadvantage there, getting that stock taken from him, but look at Prinplup go. Prinplup has just got it. What an absolutely amazing combo to clinch that game out.
I have got to give it up there because I love that he didn't just go for something like the forward smash there because he knew it wouldn't kill. Instead, actually just extending it differently, going for a different ending to that page. Instead of like, gets the kill from, then goes for the down tilt, to instead follow up, and then the up smash, just to seal up because he knew it could take him off the ceiling. But because obviously we saw earlier with the previous jab confirm, where it was the forward smash that took it because obviously Zone was all the way on the left side. But this time, we're center stage. That's not going to kill, even at the percentage that Zone was at. So we just extended a little bit further, and this is what I love on Prinplup.
Oh, exactly. Like, I would have just thought, oh yeah, no, we're going to be seeing a forward smash.
Yeah.
And then we just see the extension happening, and like that is like amazing awareness from Prinplup to know that you have to be going for that combo there.
You have to do a little bit something extra.
Exactly, just that little something something that you don't really see too often. And we all know how inconsistent that up smash is.
Yeah.
That you have to bank on those 2 hits hitting, and Prinplup managed to find it. And look at this, we're just seeing, once again, both of these players evenly matched at the start. We are seeing neither of them really take this lead yet. We're just seeing both of them exchange hits, neither of them getting too big of moments to get those conversions, to get those combos that we know both players can hit smart.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Zone just trying to find a way through all this. I love that actually kind of like, I feel like in game 1, Prinplup was almost very like static. He was just kind of staying in the one place. He was not really doing anything, he was not really moving as much. But suddenly in all these later games, he is moving all over the place. He is going from left to the right, he's running forwards. He recognizes that he's a fast character, so he can literally just dash back and forth, wait for something, and it's making it very, very difficult for Zone to get away through this.
Was that just like footstool down air? I absolutely love it when I see like Greninjas go for that kind of combo. You have to mix it up. You have to, like you said, do that something, like that extra special little something. Because, even though you're 2 games up, Zone knows what you're trying to do. Zone now basically knows what pieces of the puzzle you have. You need to start making new ones. You need to start arranging them a little bit different. You need to start doing these special little moments just to catch the other player out just that little bit more. As right now, look at this. We are seeing both players 120-odd%.
Yeah, I mean, this is, and this is why this stage can be scary sometimes, because Palutena's cover, as we talked about in the previous set, is, of course, a teleport one, which means it does not work too great on stages with slant, which Hollow Bash in most certainly does. The 40 Zone just bouncing off, and I was going to talk about how crucial I think the first stock loss would be, and now, obviously, I still think it is, but thankfully, Zone just fires back pretty quickly. 36% attacked on, that's not too much.
Yeah, not too much at all. Like, I thought the Prinplup was going to get a lot more of a lead after that first stock was taken. But who knows what's going to be happening as we go into this second stock now, because I thought, yep, right there, Prinplup getting this combo, the track down again, into the up tilt, into the jab block, into the forward smash. It just doesn't kill, but 99% now. Yeah,
I mean, even without, getting the kill, you certainly take the percentage. And Zone, still just hanging on by a thread here. He's not been able to touch this poor Greninja right now, looking unstoppable, as Prinplup is looking pretty set and ready to take this final game away here. But, of course, now Zone on his last stock, Mr. Slab. 2 stocks to Prinplup's name. Zone's got a long way to go.
Yeah, no, Zone now on their tournament stock. And, I just want to point out there, Prinplup, that was a 0 to death.
Yeah.
Prinplup had a big, fat, oval point, an oval, 0% at all. This is the perfect position for Prinplup as we go into the 3rd minute of this game.
Yeah, now this is, honestly, for Prinplup, you're taking this to the bank, because at this point, you're like, well, I've got 3 minutes to play with. I don't need to risk anything. Like, why would I kind of approach, why would I, kind of do anything that risks anything, because I am just pretty safe right now. If we go to time, I win.
Yeah, no, exactly. And now we're just seeing, like as you said, Prinplup playing a lot more conservatively, staying in the center stage, not wanting to go to the ultra zone in this moment. You need to just be staying away from these ledges. You need to be keeping that stage control up. But look at that. Zone now batting Prinplup off stage, trying to find something ledge here. What a roll to get around all of that as Zone pushes in. And there we go. Here comes Prinplup now, keeping Zone at the ledge.
Again, like Zone is starting to make this comeback here. If he can take the stock pretty early, but you can see the shake there. I mean, even I had to wonder what the forward tilt was all about there on the platform. Unfortunately, you know, having played a bit of Palutena myself, I know how laggy that move can be when you just bow out suddenly. And now it's looking really, really scary here for the Palutena player. 97%, that we're nearing triple digits on his final stock, and he's still yet to take it. The grab comes out, thankfully it's not punished, but the forward is going to connect from Prinplup there. Nearly taking the stock, but not quite yet, Mr. Slap.
Yeah, no, and right now we're seeing what could be the end game of Zone's tournament. There we go, the down tilt into the forward air. Zone shaking his head as he stands up. You know, very, very good showing there from Prinplup, but very, very good showing as well from Zone. Zone played mighty fine that entire set, but Prinplup just had that adaptation to get through. Prinplup just had that energy to go through and get that game as we see more of Prinplup in the future. But Zone absolutely